I'm a grandmother. I'm a sister. I'm the wife of the late Right Honorable Odinga. So I'm here. I don't know exactly, but I know that there's a lot of mentorship, particularly mentorship to the young girls. This is something I'm very familiar with, something I've done for years, something that is very passionate about. You know, when I was growing up, I grew up in Nyanza area. I grew up near the Great Lake of Victoria. And of course, I went to school there, my early school. I grew up in a county called Migori. Migori is in Nyanza, but just bordering Tanzania side. And then I went to high school, also in a different county, but near the lake, known as Homa Bay. I went to school called Odinga Girls High School. You can Google that name and see what I'm doing in that school, though I left that school several years back. Oh, okay. And then from there, I went to another school called the Highland School in Eldoret. Today it is called Moi Girls High School, Eldoret. And then I finished at the University of Nairobi, where I majored in geography, and I did education as optional subject. But I ended up being a teacher. When I started teaching, I knew that I was going to go back to major on what I majored in. But as things would have it, I never did that. I tasted teaching, and I loved it so much. Particularly when I started teaching in girls' school, I knew that I was a role model to them. And as we were growing up, we used to say, when I grow up, I want to be like. There were some ladies that were really outstanding. And one of the ladies who was outstanding in our area was a lady called Honorable Phoebe Asio. So we used to say, when I grow up, I want to be like Phoebe Asio. But then we grew up, and of course we were like Phoebe Asio, and even more. So as a young person, as you are growing, you must have in mind a role model, somebody you want to be like. And it will not just come to you. You have to work towards it. It will not come to you. You work towards it. Now, being somebody in this society is not a miracle. Focus, be determined, work hard to achieve what you set up to do. Be determined, focus, work hard, and set your goals as to what you want to do. It does not depend on whose daughter you are. It does not depend on where you come from. Somebody like me, I lost my father when I was 8 years old. I was brought up by my mother. My mother was a woman. So it doesn't mean that if the father is not around, therefore you should sink. No, you can still rise and walk. There's also something here. A mistake that most of the young people make. Young people think that education is for employment, that I've gone to school, therefore I should be employed. I don't have a job. I don't have a job. For the young men, it is easy. If you don't have a job, you can be a goon on the street and wait for the politicians to come and follow them and ask for handouts handouts, as little as 200 shillings. They send you to go and beat somebody. As little as 200 shillings, they send you to go and beat somebody, to go and harass somebody, to go and make noise, hang on their cars as they move around. That one will not take you anywhere. You are wasting your brains, you are wasting your education. My friend, the governor is here. I can see some leaders also here. Please, let's direct our young people correctly. Education equips you with knowledge to do something, to live properly in the society. It gives the knowledge. You have brains. You can do what these young ladies are doing. They are not waiting for somebody to give them a job. Nobody will give you a job. Think of what you can do and do it. That's what education is all about. There's also something you can do. Get yourself with people of like mind. You ask somebody, what did you study? Oh, I went to Polytechnic and I did plumbing. I went to where and I did masonry. I did this. What you need to do is get together and work as a group. Go and find out, what can I do for you? And do it for you. I want to build a small kitchen. Just a small kitchen outside. You know, we mamas at home, you may have a kitchen in the house, but we also have a small kitchen outside there. And if I get a group of young people who can build it for me, why not? So get into a group and influence each other positively, not negatively. The problem that sometimes young people fall into is that one of drugs and alcohol. Ukianza na drugs, bangi. What do we call that other one? I was told the name. Muguka. Yes, if you answer with that muguka and bangi and alcohol, the trend is mteremuko. You'll go down very fast. You get down very fast and you end up in your grave. Those things, they don't add vitamin in your body. Don't add vitamins. You won't say that if I take bangi, I'll get vitamin C, D, E. Huh? They don't add calcium in your body, that your bones become strong. They just destroy your brains and destroys your body. Why would you knowingly destroy your own body? Please refrain from those things. Focus. Tomorrow, most of the people you see, including me, will not be there. You are going to be the leaders. And you'll not be able to lead this country with Muguka and Bangi in your head. I'm so happy to see the leaders of... Please stand again. You see them. These are student leaders from coast, the entire coast?
The entire country.
Wow. What's your name?
David Songoli.
Huh? David is the lead student leader from the whole country, all the way from Turkana to Kurialand.
All over to Mandera.
To Mandera, to Busia.
Yes.
Whew. Yes, you've got a task. I'd like to get in touch with you
Thank you.
one day. And you are?
I'm James Kalam.
You are the
I'm the Secretary General in North General Fund.
Secretary General of Students. Wow, you've got a task. Be a shining example that the young people can see and say, yes, I want to be like the Secretary General. I want to be like the student leader. Do you call yourself student leader or you call yourself president?
President.
President. Wow. Now that you call yourself president, you know you can't go down.
Yeah.
Being president of the country,
Yes. That's the good.
that's what you're aiming at.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got an aim. So we give him which year? Thank you, you can say it. Which year is he going to be the president, next president of Kenya? 2032. There is the president of Kenya 2032. You aim higher. Now those are the boys. How about the girls? I've talked about the boys. How about the girls? If you are not focused, the distraction starts with your body. Things that will happen to you, I would not even describe them in public. Next time, you invite me again, and I want to talk to the girls. It is important you also can do something. What the organizers called me to do, to talk about, you can do something for yourself. That education that you have, don't put it to waste. It can help you to propel yourself to a different height. I wish I was told before that I was going to talk to young people about this. I would have prepared better. But now I'm just talking off the cuff. That is what it is like. But I congratulate you. And please, tell more people of what you do. Invite more people to come here instead of hanging around bad places. And in conclusion, I know with the help of the governor here, I'm impressed that he's willing to work with the young people, to help young people to become somebody. So please, get yourself in groups, if you like, not singly, in groups. Identify what you want to do and approach the governor. He'll either know where to send you, he'll know what to do with you, so that he can help you to do what you can do to become somebody and to aim higher. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mama. We truly appreciate it. We'd like you to take a seat. We just want to take a few questions from the crowd. If they would have any, maybe 3, then we will allow you to sit. Okay. If you require. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So as she takes her seat, I think I came with my notebook today to take a few notes from what she's been able to say. And thank you so much, Mama, for the advice that you've given us. Even as we prepare, and I think Omar can help us to get a few questions from the crowd, from the team here. I know you came to Mombasa today to launch a daycare center.
Yes.
And I know the governor would also mention a bit about that, but I'd like you to maybe just take us through that as well. I see you have launched an ECDE center today and also a daycare center. Part of our programming is to get to actually 80% young women. And part of the challenges they face as one of the barriers is they have young children. And when we are having actually trainings, one of the biggest challenges they face is, where do I take my child? Right? For them to be able to come and attend a training. Who can I leave my child with? And with the daycare center that you've opened today, I think you're able to just explain to us briefly as we get a few questions from the crowd, and then we should be able to conclude. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay.
There's no pressure.
Any question? Or Gaida? Okay, yeah, yes. Good, Gaida.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ghaida Abdallah, and I'm the founder of Girls I Save Africa. And most of the time, I represent Kenya internationally in different platforms and different organizations. But one thing I always wanted to ask for someone who is experienced like you, and you've taken time to come and share your experience. If you used to tell someone who is 20 years old, a young lady who is starting in their journey, what would be something that you'd want to advise the younger you so that the many girls who are here in this room today would be able to learn from that in terms of business, leadership, and also personal level? Thank you.
So we'll allow Mama Aida to answer just the question as they come so that we do not have to note them down.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. The reason why I ask you to stand, because I want everyone to see you and see who you are. So once again, I'll ask you to stand. Look at that girl, that young girl. You had her introduce herself. In fact, you should have answered that question. How did you get there? That is a question that you should have told us, because what you want me to tell them is what you've been through. How did you get there? How did you get there?
Thank you so much, Miss, for that. One thing I would say is never let yourself close yourself up because of opportunities. Look for them. Don't wait for things to come your way. When I started, I love sharing this. Nobody believed in my journey of building my startup to inspire young girls. But that did not deter me to stop doing what I was doing. I started by applying 30 applications. Out of these 30, only one came through. And the one that came through was an online through Ban Ki-moon Foundation. But that did not stop me because I knew the more you do it, the more you become consistent in becoming good in answering questions. That took my first trip to China, where I was recognized as the World Internet Conference Leader. Yes. And I am the same girl representing Mombasa. I won the Presidential Innovation Award in Kenya, representing Mombasa County. I recently came from the United States at Arizona State University, where I did research in education and technology, representing Kenya as well. And yes, this is the same young girl that started looking for opportunities before they came to me. So for young girls who are listening to me, I know most of you follow me on the internet and are inspired by my journey, but I will say it's always a first time for everything. And when I took my first flight to China, I remember on the flight telling myself, this is my first flight, but it's going to come more and more. And that's where my journey started.
Thank you very much. I think she has answered that question, isn't it? I'm sure she was asking that question for the sake of others, to know what they can do, how to get to where you want. And I hope you belong to this organization, so many of them can still come to you. Thank you very much for your determination, for your hard work, for you remaining focused and doing what you've done. Thank you. Now, earlier on, she had asked about young women with babies, with small children, whether it is you got a baby out of marriage or within the marriage. At your early stage, you need to work also, to work for your babies, to work for yourself, to work for your life. I'm so happy that the governor has opened what is called daycare center. This is free When you are going to work and you don't have a place where you can you can't go to work with your baby. Some of you are working in Juakali areas. You can't go and stay there in the Juakali area with a baby the whole day. You can take them to this daycare center. There are people who are specialists to look after the children. They'll take care of the child, they will feed the child, they'll tell you what to do, and you can go about the business. Even if you want to go back to school, you can still take your baby there. If you, by some bad luck or so, or not, you got a baby when you are still young and you want to go back to school, you can still take your baby there. It will be taken care of. In the evening, you go and pick up your baby and you go home. So that's how I answer part of your question.
Okay, Mama, thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring us. So my name is Sabrina Mapenzi, and I'm one of the community mentors here at Swahili Port Hub Foundation. And I'm happy because behind every successful man, behind every successful man, now we have our woman here. So today, I want to ask you one question, and it's about balance. How do you find balance? Because being a mother, also, thank you for saying that, because I've carried my baby to work today. So I think I'm going to use that. The one that you've opened, the daycare, yeah? So the balance of motherhood, of work, business, it's really, really challenging. And the era and generation that we are at, tunataka kwenda na trend and all that. So how do you find balance in all this? Thank you.
Hey, how do I balance? I didn't start where I am now. When I started working, I was a young mother, like some of you, like you particularly. I was a young mother. It was not easy because I know we have helpers, what we call maids, that take care of your child. Some of those maids have never had children, and you are leaving them there to take care of your baby so that you can go and work. But now, he's just created a solution for us. If you have a young baby and you're going to work, you take the child to the center and you go to work. But you see, by the time, I have a program. I have a foundation called Odinga Trust. And within that foundation, I have a program called Linda Keshu. Linda Keshu is Let's Protect Our Tomorrow. Linda Keshu deals with issues of teenage pregnancies and early marriages. Now, both teenage pregnancies and early marriages may end up with you as a young person getting a baby. That will mean if you are going to school, your education stops for a while because you have to take care of the baby. Sometimes you don't have somebody to take care of your baby. You give it to your grandmother. Most mothers don't like to take care. They'll tell you you look for it yourself, take care of it. But now there's a solution. But what I would encourage girls to do, avoid early marriages and avoid teenage pregnancies, because it will ruin your momentum to grow and become a mother. So until you are ready, you can afford to look after the baby.
But we have the voice. So once again, my name is Pishkari. By my official names, I'm known as Purity Karanja, and I'm really honored to have met you in person, and thank you so much for gracing us. So my question is, what would you hope your legacy would inspire the Kenyan women in the next generations to come? Thank you.
There's a lot of things. My legacy, I'm still building that legacy. I'm not yet through. At my age, I'm still building that legacy. When she introduced me, she said some of my names. Do you know how they refer to me officially? Her Excellency, Canon, Doctor, Ambassador, Ida Betty Odinga, Elder of the Golden Heart. Some people go through life without even a single of those titles, isn't it? I'm still building. Thank you. Thank you. I'm still building my legacy. But let me just mention two. Currently, there are young people that I educate. I educate in the sense that I'm paying school fees for them. Most of them are in high school, university, and tertiary colleges. Currently, I have 200. By the time they are through, don't you think they'll be able to remember that when I was stranded, Auntie Ida paid my school fees? They will. Isn't it? The other legacy that people will remember for many things. I told you I went to a school by the Lake Victoria in Homa Bay County. The school is called Odinga Girls High School. When I left that place, I went to another school in Eldoret, and the Eldoret school was high cost school. And all of you who have gone to schools, understand, during our days, high cost school was really high cost. It was school for who is who was going to that school. I was the daughter of nobody. I told you earlier, my father died when I was in standard 3, but now I'm in Form 5. But still I went to that school. And I realized that the schools where you go to will actually make you who you can become. The facilities in that school is meant for the student to make use of so that you can propel them to a greater height. What did I do many years after I finished? I went back to my high school and I decided to build a resource center so that the girls from that region can make use of that resource center. The resource center carries 2 wings. One wing is a library which can take 500 seated. In the library, on the library side, there's a section for visually impaired, and then there's a section for the people who cannot speak and cannot hear. Then on that side, there's also a computer center, like a hub where you can do your research. The other side, on the left side, there is an amphitheater taking 1,000 seated. And then there's also a recording studio where plays, these things you see the television, can be acted there and can be sold. Now, I'm doing this. That will be another legacy. The cost of this institution that I'm building is about 350 million. I've asked my friends to help me do that. And currently, it is 85% done. I'm sure I'm going to finish it. That will be another legacy. Apart from that, there are many others that when you meet me, I'll be able to tell you many others. Thank you.
On this special day, I'm so honored to have met you, Mama. You are truly an inspiration. So my name is Suad Abdul Nasir, and I'm a founder of an organization known as Serenity of Soul. But at the same time, I'm still pursuing my psychology in the Technical University of Mombasa, and I'm also an author of this book known as Serenity in Our Soul. So, and I've also been serving as a case manager in Swahili Port Hub, the mentorship program. I've been serving as a mentor in the 5th cohort. So one of the challenges that many women we are facing in Mombasa is...
Yeah, just come down. I was not able to see you up there. Yeah,
You can see me.
yeah, now I can see you.
So, as I've introduced myself earlier, my name is Suad Abdul Nasir, and I've been serving in Swahili Port as a case manager. And I'm a founder of an organization known as Serenity in Soul. And I'm also an author of this book. You can see the ocean, it's some sort of my therapy. So, as I've also said, I'm still a student pursuing psychology in my 2nd year. But at the same time, we are trying to prevent the mental health issues that are going on. Because on referring with the mental health budget in Kenya, they just set 0.001 in the treatment. But in prevention, there is no way. So we are trying to bridge that gap. So I think one of the biggest challenges that personally I also experienced till death, and many young girls can testify to this, that sometimes we have this generational limitation, generational barriers that maybe our families or even our traditions, they try to instill on us that young women don't have to take stages. When you want to maybe even go to an event, they try to shrink you and be like, as women, we are not supposed to take that space. So maybe what advice can you say as women, we are striving to be the successful women, but at the same time, those barriers we have. So, yeah, thank you.
So she's talking about the mental challenges and sometimes the barriers that women face around generational barriers and stuff. And so she wants your advice around how can she then maneuver that from the and the challenges that come even from our generations as well.
Mental health is a problem, not just to women, but even men. Mental health is a problem. Now, in the society that we live in, when you're suffering from mental health, people say, huyo si mwendazimu huyo. Huyo mwendazimu. But I think we can help people with mental health. There are institutions that can help you. I think there's an hostel, even here at the coast, that can help those with mental health program. We need more psychologists to help these people. Oh, it is somewhere. I'm being shown something, I don't know what they're saying, but I think they're saying mental health is real, okay? Yeah. So, we want more people like you to help the young people with mental health, because the life they lead sometimes leads them to that. I think I've said enough. Thank you. Next time, please prepare me for what is coming. Today I was ambushed as I was sitting there, and I'm asked question. What is troubling me is that there are also young men in the crowd here. Young men are not asking any question. Thank you very much, young men. Thank you very much, young men, for not asking any question. May God bless you, and may God bless you abundantly. Thank you.
Thank you. Asante sana. Thank you. We truly, truly appreciate you. And we are really honored that you actually honored our request to come here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mama Ida Odinga. Thank you very much for joining us here
Before
today.
I go,